Okay. Students, can you hear me or not? Nobody is replying. Rakshan, Ram Prasad.
Sir, I can hear you.
Just a sec. I think you are. Increase my volume here. What did you say? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Rakshan.
sir.
Okay, very good. இப்போ ஸ்கூலில் உங்களுக்கு எந்த சாப்டர் போயிட்டுருக்கு? ஸ்கூலில் எந்த சாப்டர் இப்போ போகுது? ஏன் யாரும் ஆன்சரே பண்ண மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க? ஏதாவது ஆன்சர் பண்ணால் தானே எனக்கு வந்து புரியும் எப்படி பண்ணணும். ரக்ஷன் கிளாஸ் 10 ஸ்டூடெண்ட். நீங்கள் கிளாஸ் 10 இப்போது? கிளாஸ் 12 இல்லையா? சாரி, கிளாஸ் 11 இல்லையா? ஸோ ஆர் ஏபிள் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்? நம்ம எடுக்கிறதெல்லாம் புரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? நோ சார். ஓகே. இல்லை சப்ஜெக்ட் இப்போது எடுக்கிற டாபிக்ஸ்லாம் உங்களுக்கு ஃபாலோ பண்ண முடியுதா இல்லையா? சம். ஓகே. ஓகே, வில் சி. ஏன்னா நீங்கள் இப்போ 10th படிக்கிறீங்க அப்படின்னா இந்த 11th போர்ஷன்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு எப்படி அச்சீவ் பண்ண முடியும்னு தெரியல எனக்கு. பட் ஓகே. குட் மார்னிங் சார்.
Good morning.
I'm just trying to talk with some of the students. Rakshan வந்து 10th ஸ்டூடெண்ட் தான்.
ஆமா 10th.
ஒரு 11th
பிரசாத் என்ன கிளாஸ்னு தெரியல. ராம் பிரசாத் 12th இருப்பீங்க. 11th இருப்பீங்க.
Sir,
11th. ஆமா. ஓகே.
ஓகே. ஸோ ராம் பிரசாத் இப்போ ஸ்கூலில் எந்த சாப்டர் போயிட்டுருக்கேன்?
பிசிக்ஸ்ல என்ன எடுத்துட்டு இருக்காங்க ஸ்கூல்ல?
அல்ஜீப்ரா எடுக்கிறான்.
அல்ஜீப்ராவா? நான் ஃபிசிக்ஸ் கேட்குறேங்க. ஃபிசிக்ஸில்
மோஷன், ஆங்குலர் மோஷன் அதுக்குள்ள எடுக்கலாம்.
ஆங்குலர் மோஷன் எடுக்கிறாங்களா?
லீனியர் மோஷன், மொமெண்டம்.
ஓ, அந்த சாப்டர் போயாச்சா? ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. இந்த டாபிக்ஸ் இந்த இப்போ நம்ம எடுக்கிற கைனமேட்டிக்ஸ் டாபிக்ஸ்லாம் யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கா இல்லையா உங்களுக்கு? இல்லை இப்போ எடுக்கிற கைனமேட்டிக்ஸ் டாபிக்ஸ்லாம் வந்து புரியுதா, ஃபாலோ பண்ண முடியுதா?
எஸ் சார்.
ஓகே. நீங்கள் அப்பப்போ ஃபீட்பேக் கொடுத்தா தான் நான் வந்து இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்காக கிளாஸ் எடுக்க முடியும்.
ஓகே சார்.
நீங்கள் சைலண்ட்டாக இருந்தீங்க அப்படின்னா வந்து யாருமே ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ண மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க அப்படின்ட்டு எனக்கு வந்து இதாகிடும் கிளாஸ் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு. Okay, we can continue with these problems here, and it will be a good revision for you also from your school chapters. I think in last class we finished up to example 2.30, so maybe we can do example 2.31.
Okay, sir.
So we'll start from here. Velocity time graph is given for a particle moving in x direction as below. Describe the motion qualitatively in the interval of 0 to 55 seconds. So as you can see, so describe the motion qualitatively means here the velocity is increasing. Okay, as you with respect to time, the velocity is increasing. Here the velocity is constant. It's something like going in a highway with a constant speed, 60 meter per second or something. And then you apply the brakes, and it is reducing the speed here. So that means this is like a forward motion. And then what you are doing is you are turning back. So that means the negative velocity means you are going somewhere here, and then you are coming back. So that means this is positive velocity. So positive velocity means you are moving in the forward direction. Negative velocity means you are moving in the backward direction. Okay, very good. And then here also you are applying the brakes. When you apply the brakes, what will happen? The speed will decrease. 40 will become 30, 30 will become 20, 20 to 10, 10 to 0. So that means it's coming to a stop. So that means you are starting somewhere and then you are coming to a stop after some time. So that's describe the motion qualitatively means that's the meaning of it. Find the distance and displacement traveled from 0 to 40 seconds. So 40 seconds means it's here. So distance, the area under the curve is nothing but your distance gone or displacement. So that means this is positive displacement because you are going in the forward direction. This is negative displacement. Therefore, you have to calculate this area separately and this area separately. So in the area it is a trapezium. So area of the trapezium you can take it from 30. Then the height here will be 60. So area of trapezium. Separate triangles and rectangles வச்சு பண்ணலாம், but this will be quicker. So a plus b by 2 into height. A plus b means the parallel sides. So this is, how much is this? 5, இது 5 units. அப்போ 5 units plus இது 30 units. Parallel sides. Height is this thing. So that means it is 1, 2, 3. So it's 60. So height is 60 meter per second. So this will cancel 30, 30 into 35. So 35 into 30. 3 5s are 15, 9, 10, 0. So that will be the distance covered. So that means that will be that many meters for the positive area. Or you can say positive displacement. And then they're asking you to find up to 40 seconds. So that means you have to calculate only this part. You don't have to calculate this one, which means it is a area of the triangle. So base half base into height. So base is 2 units here. So 40 minus 30, it will be 10 units here. And this will be 40. So 10 into 40. So cancel this 400, so 200. So this is, as I said, it is negative area. So negative area, so 200 meters, but you have moved it in the opposite direction. So which means it is negative displacement. So if I want to, for your understanding, if I want to show it in a diagram, you are going in this direction for 1050 meters A to B, and then you are coming back another 200 meters. So that means the total distance will be 1050 plus 200, whereas the displacement is the shortest distance between A and C. So that means this minus this. So that means the displacement total distance is equal to 1050 plus 200. So 1250 meters. Total displacement is 1000 plus 1050. This is minus 200. So that means you have to do minus 200 here. So that means it will become 850 gone. So it will be 850. So this is positive displacement. I mean, it's in the forward direction. That's how. So that's the meaning of this. So you should understand the positive area and the negative area. Find the acceleration at time t is equal to 5 seconds and time t is equal to 20 seconds. So t is equal to 5 seconds is here, t is equal to 20 seconds is here. So they're asking to find the acceleration. So if I want to find the acceleration at this point, all I have to do is find the slope of this line. At 20 seconds, I have to find the slope of this line BC. Okay. So calculate the slope and tell me. Can you calculate the slope of OA curve, this curve? Ram Prasad, can you calculate the slope?
Sir, question or what?
Question? How to find the slope of this OA line? Okay. Slope of OA is equal to acceleration at t is equal to 5 seconds. So that means it will be delta V divided by delta t. Change in velocity is 60 minus 0 divided by time taken is, I can take it from this point to this point. So 60 minus 0. Here it is 10 minus 0. So that means it will be 6 meter per second square. So that's your acceleration at t is equal to 5 seconds. Similarly, you can do it for B to C, from this point to this point. Slope of
BC equal to
BC is equal to
acceleration at
acceleration at time t is equal to
20
20
seconds.
seconds. Okay, very good. So do the
Delta
same thing. Delta V by
delta t
t. delta V is final velocity is 0, so 0 minus 60 divided by time is 30 minus this point, so which is 15. So that means you will see you will get a negative value. So minus 60
divided by
divided by plus
15
15, which means it will be minus 4.
4.
So minus 4 meter per second square. So what is the meaning of minus? It
Negative
is
acceleration.
negative acceleration or retardation. Okay, very good. Answer பண்ணீங்கன்னா I am very happy to take the class. If you are answering, I can take the class very interestingly. Answer பண்ணல அப்படின்னாக்கா எனக்கு வந்து losing interest. Okay, so I think yeah, look at this. We found the displacement as 850 and the total distance traveled is 1250. That is correct. 6 meter per second square, correct. Minus 4 meter per second square, correct. Yeah, so it's a easy problem. I think very difficult. உங்களுக்கு இல்லை சார் இந்த டாப்பிக்லாம் எனக்கு தெரியும், வேறு டாபிக் எனக்கு தெரியாது, இந்த டாபிக் எடுங்க அப்படின்னாலும் I can do that. I don't have any issues. But I want students to be interactive and participate in the class very well. That is what I am looking for. The position vector for the particle is given by r is equal to this. Find the velocity of the particle. So if I want velocity, it is ds by dt or dr by dt, because this is the position, keeps changing. So that means 3d by dt of 3t square plus 5t plus 4. So if I differentiate this, I forgot to put the ijk. So this is I, this is j, this is k. So when I differentiate this, this will become 6t I cap plus 5j plus, if I differentiate the constant, it will become 0. So that is your velocity. But they are asking you velocity at t is equal to 3 seconds. So velocity at t is equal to 3 seconds. If I want, I have to simply substitute 3 here. So 6 3s are 18 plus 5j plus 0k. So 18i plus 5j plus 0k. Yeah. So that's the velocity in x and y direction, I and j direction. If they ask you, I'm not sure, maybe velocity means you can leave it like this. If they ask you the speed of the particle, which means it is the magnitude of the velocity at this point. So magnitude means this is velocity vector. So that means you have to put the vector symbol. And now we want magnitude, that is your speed. So that means it will be 18 square plus 5 square plus 0 square. 18 square, any answers for that? 324 plus 25. So that will become 349. The square root of 349, I think it will be 18 point something, because 19 square, how much is 19 square? 361. So it's going to be somewhere between 18 point something. Yeah. Acceleration of the particle at time t is equal to 3 seconds. So now they are asking you to find the acceleration, which means I have to differentiate this one more time. So differentiate it. So dv by dt, acceleration A is equal to dv by dt. So if I differentiate this, I will get 6i. This will become 0j. This will become 0k. So what this means is it is accelerating only in the x direction. So that means A at t is equal to 3 seconds magnitude will be, there is no t here, so that means it's going to be only 6 square root, so it will be 6. Okay, very simple, nothing very difficult. If you have studied your derivatives in your maths, derivatives or differential application of differentiation, so it's the same thing. Yeah, so root of 349, 18 plus 5, so all those things are correct. Acceleration is 6i. Okay. Okay, so any doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. An object is thrown vertically downward. What is the acceleration experienced by the object? So when it is thrown vertically downwards, right, acceleration is going to be due to the gravity. So that means it is 9.8 meter per second squared downward. So no other change there. So that's why we take it as minus g, and j stands for the y axis. These derivations, do you need help in these derivations, or do you want more help in the problems?
Sir, I will be having a hard time in solving integration sums.
Hard time in solving
Integration sums.
integration sums.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So which one you have doubt? This derivation சொல்றீங்களா இல்ல example சொல்றீங்களா?
Example, sir.
Example. Okay. So which one do you want to try? Do you want to try this one or some other problem? Projectile motion.
Whatever it is, sir.
Hmm?
Whatever it is, sir.
புரியல என்ன சொல்றீங்க?
எதுவாக இருந்தாலும் ஓகே தான்.
எதுவாக இருந்தாலும் ஓகேவா? நீங்க எது வேணும்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி எடுக்கலாம். ஓகே, மேபி இதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் ஈஸி ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் தான், நீங்கள் ட்ரை பண்ணலாம். Maybe projectile motion I can give you a small introduction and then you can do some problems in that. Projectile motion theory எல்லாம் படிச்சிருக்கீங்களா இல்லையா?
எஸ் சார், படிச்சிருக்கோம்.
படிச்சிருக்கீங்க, ஓகே, வெரி குட். அப்போ அந்த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் எல்லாம் நம்ம சால்வ் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ see if you are able to follow that. Suppose an object is thrown with the initial speed 10 meter per second at an angle of pi by 4 with the horizontal. What is the range covered? Suppose the same object is thrown similarly in the moon. Will there be any change in the range? If yes, what is the change? So what they are saying is you are throwing an object with the velocity u is equal to 10 meter per second. Angle is pi by 4. Pi by 4 means 45 degrees. So that means the projectile is going to go like this. So that means the range is this one. So this is in the x direction. So s is equal to ut plus half at square. Or you can say v squared is equal to, but I don't know the initial velocity. So I need to find the time for this. Or you can use the direct formula here. So for the time taken to reach this maximum height, right, Vy is equal to 0. This is the h max. So which means I can use s is equal to, this is more like a derivation. So s is equal to ut plus half at square. So squared h time taken is what I want. V is equal to u plus at. Maybe I can use v is equal to u plus at formula. It should be quicker. So this is vy, this is uy, this is ay. எதுக்கு சார் இது யூஸ் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா இந்த டாப் மோஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட்ல the velocity in the y direction is 0, but x direction is still moving like this. So that means this part will become 0. Uy is this one, u cos 45, u sin 45. So that means this is ux, this is u cos 45, this is uy. So uy is equal to u sin 45. So uy is u sin 45, or you can say sin theta to get the formula first. Acceleration in the y direction is minus g because it is acting downwards. Time is t. So we are talking about the topmost point here. அப்போ இது வந்து t half னு சொல்லலாம். உங்க bookல என்ன யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க தெரியல. So this is your t half. இது வரைக்கும் வர்றதுக்கே இவ்வளோ டைம். இப்போ t half நீங்க வந்து if you do the math you will get u sin theta by g னு வரும். Right? Bring it on this side and then bring the g in the bottom. அப்போ எனக்கு டோட்டல் டைம் வேணும் அப்படின்னா இது ஒரு டி ஹாஃப், இது ஒரு டி ஹாஃப். அப்போ டைம் ஆஃப் ஃப்ளைட் அப்படின்னா டிஎஃப். ஸோ டைம் ஆஃப் ஃப்ளைட் அப்படின்னா டோட்டல் டைம். ஸோ தட் மீன்ஸ் டி ஃபுல், or F stands for flight. That means 2 times u sin theta divided by g. ஸோ இந்த டைமை விட 2 times எடுத்துக்கணும். எதுக்கு சார் இது கஷ்டப்பட்டு இவ்வளோ கஷ்டப்பட்டு இது கண்டுபிடிக்கணும் அப்படின்னா only if I know the time I can calculate the x-axis range. So that means x-axis range will be s is equal to ut plus half at square. So x-axis la venna you have to write it in x. But interestingly there is nobody pulling it in the x direction. அப்போ என்ன ஆகும்? Acceleration is 0. இந்த concept clear ஆ? X-axis la acceleration is 0. Only in y direction it is getting pulled downwards. So that means இந்த term 0 ஆயிடும், இந்த term மட்டும்தான் இருக்கும். அப்போ u cos theta into time of flight tf. Time of flight just now we derived it 2u sin theta by g. And this is your range r. For maths you must have studied that 2 sine theta cos theta becomes sine 2 theta. Upon u squared sine 2 theta by g. That's all. So that is the derivation which you must have studied in the theory part. ஸோ இந்த ஃபார்முலா நம்ம டைரெக்டாக யூஸ் பண்ணலாம், பட் இந்த எப்படி டெரைவ் பண்ணுறோன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டாக்கா கான்ஃபிடெண்ட்டாக பண்ணலாம். இந்த ஃபார்முலா மறந்துருச்சுன்னாலும் குயிக்காக நம்ம டெரைவ் பண்ணிடலாம். ஃபார்முலா மக்கடிச்சு வச்சோம் அப்படின்னாக்கா ஐ எம் ஷூர் யூ வில் ஃபர்கெட் இட். ஸோ யூ ஷுட் நோ ஹவு டு டெரைவ் இட் ஃப்ரம் த பேசிக் ஃபார்முலாஸ். அவ்வளோதான். ஸோ தட் மீன்ஸ் யூ ஸ்கொயர்ட் இஸ் 10 ஸ்கொயர். Sine 2 theta, so sine 2 into 45 degree, so sine 90 will become g is again 10 approximately, or 9.8. so this sine 90 will become 1, so 10 cancels, so I will be getting range as 10 meters. This is on earth. Suppose if I want it on range on the moon, and the formula is still the same, u squared sine 2 theta, but g, instead of g earth it will be g moon, which means 10 squared into sine 2 into 45, which is again sine 90, so it will become 1. G moon is 1/6 of what you get in earth, so that means it will be 10 divided by 6. So 10 cancels, so I will be getting 6, so it will be 60 meters. So that means in the case of moon, the projectile will have a longer range, so that because the gravity is less, so since the gravity is less, இந்த எர்த்தில் வந்து இவ்வளோ தூரத்தில் இப்படி விழுது அப்படின்னாக்கா மூணில் வந்து கிராவிட்டி லெஸ்ஸாக இருக்கிறதுனால it will go longer, it will go and fall longer. In other words, it takes more time for it to reach here and more time to reach here. Okay, any doubts there?
Yes.
Yeah, you see our earth they got 10, approximately 10, and our moon they got approximately 60, so it should be good enough. So very easy problems. Okay, so you should be thorough with your example problems. In the cricket game, a batsman strikes the ball such that it moves with the speed of 30 meters per second at an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal as shown in the figure. The boundary line of the cricket ground is located at a distance of 75 meters from the batsman. Will the ball go for a 6? ஸோ இப்போ பேட்ஸ்மேன் வந்து இங்கேருந்து பால் வந்து so he's hitting it with certain angle, so u is equal to 30 meter per second, angle is 30 degrees, so it's going to, so the boundary line is 75 meters, so they are asking whether this will cross the boundary for a 6. Will it go like this or will it fall like this before the boundary? So that's the question. So very simple. So it's the same thing what we did in the previous problem. So calculate the range and see whether it is bigger than 75 or less than 75. So range is equal to u squared sine 2 theta by g. U is 30 square. Sine 2 into 30, it will be 60, divided by g is 10 approximately. So 30 into 30, sine 60 is, sine 30 is 1 by 2, so sine 60 is root 3 by 2, divided by 10. Simplify this and see what you are getting.
45 root 3, sir.
45?
Root 3, sir.
45 root 3. Yeah, you are right. 45 root 3. Root 3 is approximately 1.7. So how much are you getting? 45 into 1.7. 76.5. So obviously this is larger than 75 meters. So that means it's going to be a 6. Right? So it's going to be a 6er. Yeah, boundary line. So they have done it more accurately, I think. 77. Okay, so I think projectile motion is not very difficult. It's easy if you understand the concepts. Okay, degrees, radians law, no doubt இல்லையா? No doubt இருக்கா? There is something called angular acceleration, and then there is something called tangential acceleration, right? So any idea what is the difference? Centripetal acceleration and tangential acceleration. Let me get some water. So யூனிஃபார்ம் சர்க்குலர் மோஷன் அப்படின்னா வந்து வெலாசிட்டி வந்து சேஞ்ச் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும், பட் ஆனால் ஸ்பீடு வந்து சேமாக இருக்கும். Meaning the direction of motion is changing. The speed of this particle will always be the same. That is what is called uniform circular motion. ஆனால் இப்போ நம்ம ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நம்ம ஃபேன் ஆன் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா ஸ்பீடு வந்து இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும், ரைட்? விச் மீன்ஸ் தட் இஸ் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் திஸ் டான்ஜென்ஷியல் ஆக்சலரேஷன். And once it comes to a constant velocity, right, then we call it as uniform circular motion. So you see the velocity magnitude is same everywhere, but the direction is changing at every point. And the force is acting towards the center. That's why it's called centripetal acceleration. Centripetal force and centripetal acceleration. Centripetal means it is acting towards the center. Okay. Again, if you want, I can go through the derivations. Otherwise, we can focus on the problems. நான் யூனிஃபார்ம் அப்படின்னா இப்போ சொன்ன மாதிரி சென்ட்ரிபிட்டல் ஆக்சலரேஷன் மட்டும் இருந்தது அப்படின்னா இட் வில் பி கோயிங் அட் அ கான்ஸ்டன்ட் ஸ்பீட். பட் இந்த பக்கம் இன் அடிஷன் டு திஸ் சென்ட்ரிபிட்டல் ஆக்சலரேஷன் டேஞ்சென்ஷியல் ஆக்சலரேஷனும் இருந்தது அப்படின்னா ஸ்பீடும் ஜாஸ்தி ஆகும். அதே டேஞ்சென்ஷியல் ஆக்சலரேஷன் வந்து இந்த பக்கம் ஆப்போசிட் டு த வெலாசிட்டி டைரக்ஷன், ரைட்? Maybe I can explain it here. The particle will be போயிட்டு இருக்குன்னு இருப்போம் velocity. Towards the center alone இருந்ததுனாக்கா அது centripetal acceleration. velocity directionலையும் இருந்ததுனாக்கா அதுக்கு பேர் tangential acceleration. இது ரெண்டும் சேம் டைரக்ஷனில் இருந்தால் velocity வந்து ஸ்பீடு வந்து ஜாஸ்தியாகும். நம்ம பிரேக் அடிக்கிற மாதிரி tangential acceleration வந்து இப்படி இல்லாமல் இப்படி இருந்தது அப்படின்னா then speed will decrease. ஸோ நம்ம காரில் போகும்போது இல்லை டூ வீலரில் போகும்போது velocity is going forward. பட் நம்ம பிரேக் அடித்தோம் அப்படின்னா யூ ஆர் ரிட்டார்டிங் இட், விச் மீன்ஸ் இட் இஸ் ஆக்டிங் த ஆப்போசிட் டைரக்ஷன். ஸோ tangential acceleration வந்து if it is opposite to the velocity then it will be speed will reduced. Okay. ஸோ நமக்கு ரிசல்டன்ட் ஆக்சலரேஷன் வேணும் அப்படின்னா this ஸ்கொயர் ப்ளஸ் this ஸ்கொயர். அப்போ எனக்கு வந்து சப்போஸ் இங்கே வந்து so this is AC, this is AT ன்னு வச்சுக்கலாம். That means the resultant acceleration is going to be somewhere, somewhere like this. That will be called as AR resultant. So that means it will be AC square plus AT square. AC is from your mv squared by r, it is v squared by r formula. Plus AT square. That's all. So that's what is written here. AR is equal to AT squared plus v squared by r the whole square. I think I made a mistake here. AC is v squared by r, so AC squared is v squared by r the whole square. Particle moves in a circle of radius 10 meters. Its linear speed is given by v is equal to 3t, where t is in seconds and v is in meter per second. Find the centripetal and tangential acceleration at t is equal to 2 seconds. v is equal to 3t, which means with respect to time it slowly increases the speed. That means this is your v, then the acceleration will be acting this way. So centripetal acceleration அப்படின்னா AC is equal to V squared by R. V squared is 3 into T. So 3 into 2. So it will be 6. 6 squared divided by R. R is 10 meters. So 36 divided by 10. So 3.6 meter per second square. Tangential acceleration is AT. So it is equal to tangential acceleration will be V is equal to 3T. So you have to differentiate that dV by dt. So dV by dt differentiating 3T will give me 3. So that means it will be 3 meter per second square. So this is towards the center, this is tangential. This is towards the center of centripetal. Okay, very simple. You should understand the difference. So AT is acting tangential to the circle. Calculate the angle between the resultant acceleration and the radius vector. So AC, we said AC is this way, AT is perpendicular, so that means it is this way. So resultant is somewhere here, AR. So they are asking you to find the angle between the resultant acceleration and the radius vector. So that means they are asking you to find this alpha. This is the center, right? I'm just trying to show you the circle so that you understand that which one is centripetal and which one is tangential. It's also very simple. Tan alpha is equal to opposite by adjacent. So tan alpha is equal to opposite is if this is AT, this is also AT. So that means AT divided by AC. That's what they are asking. So AT is 3 meter per second square, right? So AT will be 3. AC will be changing, right? Velocity is changing at every point. So that means with respect to time, the value will change. So that means it will be AC will be V squared by R. V is 3T, so that means 3T the whole square divided by R is 10 meters. So 10 goes to the top, so it will become 30 divided by 3 squared is 9 T square. So tan alpha is equal to, you can cancel it by 3, so it will become 10 by 3. 10 by 3 T square. Again, the question is not clear whether they asked for T is equal to 2 seconds or general. So if it is for general, with respect to time, it will keep on changing. So that means you have to leave it like this. If they asked it for 2 seconds, then you have to substitute 2 here, which means it will become 4. So 2 squared is 4, 4 threes are 12. So 10 by 12. So 10 by 12 is
5/6, sir.
5 by 6. Yeah. 2 is equal to 2 seconds. So alpha is equal to tan inverse of 5 by 6. Yeah, so 3.6, we got this correctly. This is 6, 80 by this thing, so 0.69. So in terms of degrees, yeah. These things, you can leave it as a fraction. Okay. Kinematic equations of circular motion. Yeah, I think this is coming in your rotational motion chapter also. Maybe we can quickly do this and then wind up for today. Yeah, this is the last one. So if we finish this, probably next class we can get started with the laws of motion or some other chapter. நீங்க என்ன சாப்டர் வேணும்னு சொல்றீங்களோ அது எடுக்கலாம். ஸோ ஸ்கூல்ல என்ன ரொட்டேஷன் மோஷன் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டாங்களா? Particle in circular motion with an acceleration alpha is equal to this. What is the angular displacement made by the particle after 5 seconds? So angular displacement means our regular displacement is s is equal to ut plus half at square. Angular displacement enna theta. U க்கு பதிலா omega naught. T plus half acceleration பதிலா alpha angular acceleration. T square. So angular displacement after 5 seconds. So initial speed they are not given. What is the angular after 5 seconds? So that means I think omega naught should be taken as 0. Acceleration is given as angular acceleration 0.2. T squared is 5 squared. So that means it will be 25 by 2. 25 into 0.2. 0.2 is 1 by 5, right? 1 by 5. So one of the 5 will cancel. So it will be 5 by 2. So 5 by 2 is 2.5 radians. What is the angular velocity at t is equal to 5 seconds? Assume the initial angular velocity is 0. Yeah. So that means v is equal to u plus at. But for angular motion, I will write it as omega final is equal to omega naught plus alpha into t. So omega final they are asking. So omega naught is 0. Alpha is 0.2. Time is 5 seconds. So 5 into 0.2 it will be 10. So 1. So it will be 1 radians per second. So that's your answer. 1 radians per second. 2.5 radians, we got this correctly. I don't think it's really necessary for you to change it to degrees. You can leave it as radians. B part, I think they are not shown here in this book. Okay. So, what chapter do you folks want me to take after this? Laws of motion or rotational motion? Which one you need more help? Because from your school chapters, school classes, which one?
Rotation methods.
Rotation motion help வேணுமா?
Yes, sir.
Okay. அது வந்து லாஸ் ஆஃப் மோஷன் அடுத்த சாப்டரா? Don't know the order here. ஓ ஸோ ஆல்ரெடி இந்த இதெல்லாம் முடிச்சாச்சா? லாஸ் ஆஃப் மோஷன், ஒர்க் பவர், எனர்ஜிலாம் முடிச்சாச்சு உங்களுக்கு?
Yes, sir. நாங்கள் ஃபிஃப்த் லெசன் இருக்கோம்.
ஃபிஃப்த் லெசன்?
ஃபிஃப்த் லெசன் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்காங்க சார்.
ஃபிஃப்த் லெசன் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்காங்களா?
எஸ் சார்.
ஓகே. ஓகே ஸோ தியரி நியூமெரிக்கல்ஸ் ஓகே வில் சி. மோஸ்ட்லி கொஞ்சம் தியரி பார்த்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் நான் நியூமெரிக்கல்ஸ் பார்க்கலாம். அப்போ லாஸ் ஆஃப் மோஷன், ஒர்க் பவர், எனர்ஜி நீங்கள் படிச்சு சொல்லுங்கள். இஃப் யூ நீட் ஹெல்ப் வில் டூ இட், அதர்வைஸ் வி கேன் டைரக்ட்லி கோ டு ஃபிஃப்த் சாப்டர். ஓகே.
ஓகே.
Okay, thank you all. Bye.
தேங்க்யூ.
Thank you, sir.